What's up guys, Matt Mickish here. In this video today, I thought we would discuss 12 principles for getting and staying ready. Principle number 1, getting adequate rest every night. Now this is anywhere in the range between 6 to 8 hours, but some days I'll even get 4 hours of rest and I'll still be up at 2, ready to go. So this is so important. Just like how Jeff Bezos says he sleeps 8 hours a day, and look what he's been able to accomplish by allowing himself to get the adequate amount of rest that he needs. A lot of people don't understand how important it is to get that sufficient amount of rest because they think it's really not that important, when in fact it's probably the most important thing, is getting the adequate amount of rest you need to lead and be your best self. Number 2, exercising daily. This is so important, guys, because first off, it helps to clear your mind, because when you're exercising, especially daily, you're getting that stress management and you're also getting like time to think. That's one of the main reasons I exercise so much. It's because it gives me clarity when I'm exercising, when I'm working out really hard, when I'm running 8 miles in the morning. It gives me a massive amount of clarity and helps me like solve the day's problems and do it with an open mind and a clear mind, which is so essential, guys, for our growth and for us to be the best versions of ourselves. It's one of the best things you can do for your body is exercise daily. It doesn't even have to be like 2 hours like I do. It can be 45 minutes, but what you need to understand is the consistency is the most important part, not the intensity. If you're intense and you can only get to the gym 4 days in a row, it would be much better if you could just be consistent and go for every day or 6 days in a row, 45 minutes each. It's so important that you get exercise, especially daily, because then you start to build it into like a ritual of yours, and it's like a part of you then. Number 3, managing stress levels so it doesn't overwhelm you and control your actions. This is so crucial, ladies and gentlemen, because you know those times when you just let stress build up and build up and build up, and then it overwhelms you and it feels like the walls are closing in. Well, if you're able to manage your stress the right way, which managing your stress levels by exercising, meditating, going for a walk outside, being in nature, being around friends or family, those things are so essential to helping you manage your stress levels so it doesn't build up to the point it just overwhelms you and you feel like screaming, you know what I mean? So important. A lot of us let our emotions get the best of us. So that's why it's so important to take preventative steps, preventative measures, so you're able to take a step back and not let your emotions get the best of you, or mediate those emotions by doing things like meditating, going outside like I was just saying. So very, very important. Number 4 is being stoic so no one can move you off your emotional center. This is so essential, guys. There are a lot of people who let their emotions get the best of them, and then like if they have a bad day and they want to project that negativity onto you, and they want to, misery loves company, right? So they want to project their negativity and their bad day onto you. But being stoic means you're always like centered. You're centered on your emotions, and you know when to take a step back when things are getting overwhelming. Like if someone's freaking out, you don't just freak out immediately and mirror them. You take a step back and you think to yourself, okay, well, they must be having a bad day. Something's going on in their life. Take a step back and remove yourself from the situation. That would be a version of being stoic, okay? That would be a good example of being stoic, not letting other people move you off your emotional center, which is going to be so important in life and in your journey. Another example of being stoic is if you're put in a, circumstance where someone's throwing a temper tantrum or acting rudely, you're able to go about it calmly, go about it in a way that shows strength through power. Like you don't need to say much. You don't need to freak out at them. Like if they're freaking out having a temper tantrum, you don't need to like freak out and mirror them. You can just like look at them in a certain way and say a couple words, and that'll like get their attention. So that's why being stoic is so important. There is power keeping yourself controlled. You know what I mean? Like how Jordan Peterson always talks about, he says, be a controlled monster. You want to be a monster, but you want to be a controlled monster. So when that time comes, you can stand up for yourself. You don't let people walk all over you, which is so important. Number 5 is taking me time. This is so important, guys. Just taking time for yourself, just to think Active relaxation where you're like relaxing, but you're actively thinking about your day and you're thinking about just stuff in life in general. And you set aside 15 to 20 minutes just to do that specifically, just to think, process your thoughts, think about what you have to do and your goals. A lot of people don't even know this is a thing. You gotta take me time for yourself. That means like away from the TV, away from your laptop, away from distractions. So you're really able to utilize this time for yourself. No distractions, just sitting down, actively relaxing and, thinking at the same time. Weightlifting and exercising helps me gain clarity in my head. This me time helps you gain clarity too, because you're not around all these distractions. You're just alone with you and your thoughts, processing them and, thinking. Sometimes when you're in a relationship, it's easy to not take that time for yourself because you're always around each other. So it's easy to stop taking time for yourself, never get any me time because you just want to be around this person all the time. But that me time is so essential, guys, because you're really able to gain clarity, like I was just saying, and really minimize your stress levels because you're able to, take a step back and just think, let your mind process, the information that you've just been given or the day you've just had. So important, guys. I want you to make sure you're doing that, taking at least 15 to 20 minutes just for me time, just for sitting down, actively relaxing and thinking, doing nothing else. Number 6, put yourself first always. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Putting yourself first is so essential. There are things you have to do in life and you have to put yourself first in order to get them done. For example, taking care of your mental health, taking care of your anxiety. So for me, as an example, getting to the gym every morning, and whether it's weightlifting or running 8 miles in the morning, I'm there for 2 hours every morning, usually. But some days I will do a 45-minute workout, but the important part is the consistency, like I was saying. But doing those things really helps to take care of your anxiety and your stress. Once you take care of yourself by putting yourself first, this is really going to be beneficial for your health and for your growth. So I want to make sure we're learning to do this, guys. Putting yourself first, not putting anyone else's needs ahead of yours, okay? Because if you do that, you're going to forget about what you need to do to make yourself happy and to take care of yourself. Like I just said, it's so important to put yourself first so you're able to take care of the things you need to take care of for you to be happy, so then you can make other people happy. Number 7, treat everyone you meet with respect and like they are the most important person in the world. Kindness is ROI positive. Okay, I got that from Gary Vee. Thank you, Gary Vee, for that. Kindness is ROI positive. Treating everyone like they're the most important person in the world. This is something I've always done. Even if they're a billionaire or a bum, you treat them the same, with the same amount of respect and dignity. It's a standards thing. You have to have high standards to be able to do this, okay? Because when you look at everybody the same, that's true power. You're seeing them on a human level. It's really just such a great principle. And being kind, positive, people love that. You know what I mean? People love to be around nice, kind, genuine people because it's very rare. But the people who are like that, they're worth your time and they're worth taking the time to get to know, because you like being around people like that who are, cheering you on and super positive and support you. So that's why I say this is, one of the best principles, because when you have high standards like that and you treat everyone with respect and kindness, that really shows how powerful you are, okay? Because when you treat people like that, it shows you have certain high standards that are your moral compass, you know what I mean? And you don't go below those standards. It doesn't matter if it's a billionaire or a bum on the street, you treat them equally with the same kindness, same respect, because that's just how you are. That's how people should be. That's how everyone should be. I don't care who you are, what you associate as. All I care is you're kind and you treat others with dignity and respect. Yeah. Number 8, reading daily for at least 30 minutes to exercise your brain and keep it on point. A lot of people don't understand this. You have to exercise your body, but you also need to exercise your brain. And you do that by reading. Reading is so important. It's like food to your brain. And I've been doing 30 minutes to an hour of reading every single day. Sometimes I'll read for 3-4 hours. I'll audible it. I'll run for 8 miles or something, and I'll listen to my audiobook for 30 minutes to an hour I'm reading like 5 different books at the same time right now. And what I've realized is when you feed your brain like that in the morning or during your exercise, I have like a super endorphin rush. First of all, you get an endorphin rush from the exercise, but also reading at the same time, it creates like a super endorphin rush, because those two things in symmetry, when you're feeding your body and feeding your mind in symmetry, then you're like on point. So I would really implore you guys to get into this habit of reading every single day, at least for 30 minutes, because it gives your mind the fuel it needs to stay sharp and stay on point. Number 9, stretch every day for at least 10 minutes. Now, there's this system we have in our bodies called the musculoskeletal system. When you're stretching every single day for at least 10 minutes, you're strengthening that system, okay? And it's like a force field around your body that keeps your joints and, your body strong. A lot of us do this, even I do this. When you're not taking time to stretch, that system starts to fade. That force field begins to fade away because you're not strengthening it. So it's so important that you take 5 to 10 minutes every single day just to stretch. Touch the sky, touch the ceiling, then you touch your toes. Make sure that you're strengthening that musculoskeletal system so your joints and your body is not always like popping and cracking and stuff. You're a lot more limber because you're not just waiting until you feel like, till your knee hurts or something to stretch. You're stretching every single day, which is building your system and making it stronger, making your joints stronger. And like the cartilage, building the cartilage up. The musculoskeletal system is like a invisible force field around your body. Everyone's like, oh, well, we don't see it. Why would I exercise it? Because it's so important, okay? Because it keeps your joints and your cartilage healthy, strong, and limber. That's why we need to make sure we're stretching daily, at least 5 to 10 minutes. Make time, guys, make time. Number 10, stop comparing yourself to others. You are enough. This is so true. Everyone does this. They always compare themselves to others, even though there's different circumstances. Everyone's different, unique in their own way. Some people are born into families with money, some people aren't. There's all these other existential circumstances, and you can't be comparing yourself to someone who has a completely different life than you. You need to embody your uniqueness. You know what I mean? That is what makes you special, guys. Your uniqueness is what makes you special. So you can't be comparing yourself to others, like someone comparing themselves to me and trying to be like me in every single way, when you can be, your version of me. You know what I mean? You can be your version of me, not me. Stop comparing yourself to others and be, your best self. Number 11, make sure family comes first. Keeps you focused and centered at all times. You come first, put yourself first, but also family comes first. Family's like the most important thing, guys. When there's no friends around or no one else, your family will be around. So it's so important that we understand this, that family comes first will keep you centered and keep you focused. I always see The Rock like on TikTok or Instagram, and he's always like coming home from a long day. He slept for 4 hours, coming home from working all day. And the highlight of his day is his daughters, his like younger daughters, both 4. And he bought them guinea pigs and they were like so happy. And The Rock just captioned like, I live for these moments. It's the little thing, guys. It's the little things in life that matter, such as that, You'd think, it's The Rock. He's the biggest actor in the world right now. But he lives for is those moments with his, daughters on Christmas, buying them guinea pigs, So just shows you how important family is and how it can keep you centered at all times when you constantly remind yourself how important it is. And number 12, the final principle. Don't stop when you're done, stop when you're finished. Dig into the cookie jar, as David Goggins would say. Like, your mind tells you to stop even before you're ready to stop. So even when your mind tells you like, oh, stop, I don't feel like doing anymore. I don't feel like going anymore. You need to be able to dig into your cookie jar, like David Goggins would say. Use that as fuel to keep going, okay? During those hard times when your body and your mind are telling you to stop, you dig into that and you just remember the hard times and you use that as fuel to excel you and to make you push even further, push even harder. I'm reading David Goggins' book right now, Never Finished. It's so good, so good. It's my favorite book by far, and I would really recommend it to everyone who's watching this video. David is just a class act, and he's just such an inspiration to everyone who reads his book, he's an inspiration to everyone. How he pushes himself, how he pushes beyond what's humanly possible. Like he's doing 245-mile runs and shit. Like that's stuff I dream of. I saw a video of his leg was like all messed up and he's like, I still gotta exercise. I still gotta work out today. So we're not running today, but I'm going into the gym for 2 hours and I'm working my ass off that way. So definitely check out that book, Never Finished, because his perspective is priceless. You know, seeing what he's been through and how like his dad treated his mom like shit and beat the hell out of her and beat him. He was just like always there for his mom no matter what. His dad was like such a to him and to his mom, but he used that to make himself great and fuel him so he could, you know, make something of his life and take care of his mom, you know? And in the book, they talk about how like hard it was for her to leave him at the time when David was young and his brother, David Goggins' brother, was young and they didn't know what to do. And seeing people, like it makes him human that I'm able to relate to stuff like that. I'm able to relate to him like that. When he's like bringing himself to our level and being vulnerable like that, that's true strength, guys. When a man can be vulnerable like that, that's a true man, okay? Because not many men are able to do that. All right, guys. So this was 12 principles to get and stay ready. I love you. And remember, subscribe for more videos like this. And just because if you subscribe, you're awesome. Remember, be grateful for the little things.